You're watching Emmy Award-winning news coverage of Oskaloosa and Mahaska County, CRI Weekly News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jonathon Gregg.
And I'm Erica Lembo.
Election Day 2012 is still more than a year away, but many Americans are starting to turn their attention to the race for the Republican presidential nomination. That means they're turning their attention to Iowa, the first state in the nation to hold a presidential caucus. This week alone, Iowans hosted President Barack Obama and several Republican challengers, including U.S. Senator Rick Santorum and U.S. Representative Ron Paul. The tornado touched down Monday, but New Sharon residents are still working to pick up the pieces days later. More than 160 volunteers have helped with cleanup. CRI's Erica Lembo met up with one Good Samaritan who didn't mind giving back to the town she's called home for the past 20 years.
The government hasn't defined the dollar signs attached to a state takeover, and that's leaving Morris with more question marks than answers.
The governor has said Iowa needs more professionals, but neither the House file or the Senate file has said specifically, are you going to hire more? Are you going to put more money, dedicate more money? Are you worried that there's not enough details that have been worked out?
Yes.
Molly, one of the interesting things I wanted to point out is that Pella is maybe a year away from acquiring farmland to build its replacement airport on. It's a process that's taken nearly a decade, but after all that, Pella is putting everything on hold to give Oskaloosa another chance, a third chance in 5 years, to jump on board with a regional airport. So Sedevec is on track to have half the park, about 20 campsites, open the first weekend in May. But there's big concern yet over man-made rock banks like this one called a jetty.
It's a familiar tune for state legislators to hear.
We're drawing attention to Oskaloosa.
We want them to recognize our name and know what's important to us.
Getting the word out about your community now so you can ask for something later.
And this is how you petition the lawmakers.
But our local leaders haven't really played this song before. Getting this many people together, 41 to be exact, and hitting up the Capitol for some FaceTime with lawmakers.
Which committee? You like it?
The topic of discussion? Highway 63. Mahaska County wants Highway 63 between Oskaloosa and Waterloo on the Iowa Commercial Industrial Network and the National Highway System. Currently, this 97-mile stretch is the only span without this classification.
We need that piece to be in place in order for our section to serve other parts of the country and, more importantly, to serve our own businesses.
These state and federal designations make getting money for repairs and construction much easier. And if offering up lunch is one way to get that message out, this group says absolutely. So they're trying to turn these meals into millions of dollars. City and county leaders need the money to build a new north-south corridor in the name of good business. But how does that idea sit with state lawmakers, especially during a time of deep budget cuts?
It's a tough time, and we're having trouble giving anybody any more money.
Oskaloosa Mayor Dave Kritzfeldt says this outing is just the beginning in the city and county's efforts to get Highway 63's needs on the radar of state politicians.
Now, as we're priming the pump, trying to see if we can't get the awareness first, and then next year we'll go after the legislation.
This is an opportunity to make initial contacts, as you suggest, to network with some people, find out who are the key people to talk to about their particular issues. And you're right, next year is a new year, and we'll give it another shot.
So this song is long from over.
Tell our story and really to stress out to them how important Highway 63 improvements are.
And whether the legislature is going to sing along and commit to Highway 63 remains to be seen or heard.
From all of us at the Communication Research Institute of William Penn University, thank you for watching. I'm Jonathon Gregg, and take care.